scatters when you play the beat, A brainiac, in fact,
Now press rewind.
Welcome to Brain Squeeze Reactions. Myself, Mark Hector. What are we reacting to now? Tupac interviews. Why? Because it's the #1 reaction channel for Tupac Shakur, and it's a Sunday, so it means to chill and be mellow. And what better way to be mellow than to mellow out to Tupac interviews? Something like that. I'm sure there was wise in there somewhere. There was wise in there. That dude was right. I have got a fucking low IQ. I may as well just quit now. It's not going to happen. Landon, it's not going to happen. Woosah. Anyways, if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you need to go and watch the other interview that I've just dropped, okay, with Spice One, and it'll explain everything. So the one that I'm reacting to today is Tupac Shakur Death Row Officer's interview from 1996. Now, what I try and do on this channel is to pull out interviews that potentially people haven't seen before. I get a lot of requests, a lot of things sent to me, which I'm extremely grateful for. So I have, you know, the plethora of stuff that I can pick up on. But I try and get ones that I think, would people have watched this? And I'm hoping that this is going to be one you can enjoy with me as we dissect it. I'm excited. What I'm also excited for is next week. Next week onwards is old school education. So the way that this is going to work, on the usual days that we do Tupac Shakur and Eminem, I'm going to be doing OG and unreleased only. To be very clear, put your requests in for the album versions by all means. Fill your boots and do that. But I'm not doing album requests, I'm doing OGs and unreleased. Okay? Because I want to dip into, I've missed so many of them, and I'm a huge OG fan. So OG and unreleased. Also, for the Eminem, it's the Eminem Show, Encore album, even going back to Infinite again, because there's loads on that I haven't dissected yet. Let's have some fucking old school influence. Scarface is coming back onto the scene. DMX is coming in. Immortal Technique, R.A. Rugged Man, NF Friday still taking place. There is so much going on. Even throw some D12 in there, because why the fuck not? This is about education going back to my childhood, and I'm hoping for some people watching their childhoods, or at least starting to get people influenced by songs that influenced us. Okay, and I cannot wait. I'm excited as fuck for it. Anyways, enough talking. Let's jump into Tupac Shakur Death Row Officer's interview from 1996. Comment section is for love, it's not for hate. Haters go fuck oneself. Now I have to say, email is for love and not for hate. Email stalkers go fuck yourself. Landon. Chuckle.
Are those your hands and vibe?
That's an odd thing to start with in an interview. Let's try that one again.
Are those your hands and vibe? Remember the hand that has...
Those are Suge's hands.
Wow. Yeah, that one. I present.
Must be the picture.
All right, great. Good. Yeah, congratulations on the nomination.
Thank you.
That means a lot. Your life has changed dramatically in the last 3 years, and then particularly in these last 3 months.
No doubt.
Okay?
You're not lying.
It has been a big difference. What's it mean to you, especially these last 2-3 months of your life?
It is a good reward for the patience of being in a maximum security penitentiary. You know, all the times when I could have acted up, or all the times when I could have went one way and I was like, I know this ain't forever. I'm gonna just ride this out, and I know it's gonna be my time again. And now it is my time again, and I appreciate everybody that wrote me letters, telling me to be patient and wait, everybody that, you know, helped me to see that, you know, as long as you got your faith, you know, you can ride anything. There's nothing too scary where I'm going to just give up, you know.
He's right, because you think all the stuff that he went through the penitentiaries, the in and out of prison, all the abuse he was getting from police, becoming a name as well, so that was having everything thrown at him. The fact he come out as strong as he did and was still progressively growing, that's massive. Is it me? Okay, now bear with me here. Is it me, or does he look a little bit mash up? And I mean, like, do you reckon he's just... I mean, he's still talking amazing, and he's gonna. I just know he is gonna, but is he slightly high in this interview?
About anything. There's nothing too scary where I'm going to just give up. You know what I mean? I've seen hell and everything after it, so...
It's been some very interesting articles out recently. This man here is responsible, Papa G, getting a lot of press out about you all. Let me ask a comment about one of the things that I read. Certainly you're here at the family now. You all call this a family. What's it mean for you to be here with Death Row?
Okay, going back to my point with reporters. I criticize reporters when they ask fucking stupid question. That is not a stupid question. That's a great question about a family. What does it mean by that? You're saying it's a family. What do you mean by that? That's a question. that I wouldn't criticize.
About
Fucking
you all.
quality.
Let me ask a comment about one of the things that I read. Certainly you're here at the family now. You all call this a family. What's it mean for you to be here with Death Row?
It means that I have to give my 110% so that all the rappers under me can give their 110%, so that everybody else, all the peer rappers like the Dog Pound or Snoop, to give their 110%, should give his 110%, Papa G give his 110%, and that's what makes Death Row Death Row. That's what makes us have record-breaking album sales and things like that. Is we give 110%. So for me, it's good. It just means that, you know, I'm somewhere where if you're persistent and efficient, you get rewarded. And that's what everybody wishes for.
Your focus seems clear. I think, like you said, being in maximum security, certainly there's a lot of things for one's head and one's focus and desires and dreams. You come out, you hear a lot of controversy going on right now about rap, just the Time Warner dropping Interscope and a lot of things that have resulted from people saying it's a bad image, it's bad for young people. Tell us your comments on that.
I said so many comments on this, but basically it's a hypocritical view, because what you're saying is it's okay for us to live in the dirt, in the gutter, in less than human conditions, but it's not okay for us to tell people that we're living in these conditions.
Oh, dudes, man. Fucking hell. Okay. I need to rewind. The 110% thing, I love that. He was stretching on a bit, but again, I do honestly think that he's high, because it went on, but I totally got what he was saying about if he's given 110%, then everybody else around him is going to be doing that through Death Row Records, and that's what makes a family. Totally got what he was saying by that, so that was a good thing to say. But what he's saying there around the hypocritical piece around rap, okay, and she positioned the question well, so he was able to answer that, and he says, I feel like I'm answering this all the time, but to say that, so we can live in this fucking filth, from what I've heard from comment section, is still taking place, having to deal with this on a day-to-day basis, but we're not allowed to talk about it. We're not allowed to drop raps about it. You're not allowed to tell millions of people about it. We just gotta sit in this and suffer. Is that what you're saying? Fucking what a response that is. And did you notice how he snapped out of himself as well? That whole 110% jargon that he had going on, which was great, by the way, but this positioned him in a much better head, because he's like, rah, you're going to get something now, and that's what makes Tupac fucking brilliant.
I said so many comments on this, but basically it's a hypocritical view, because what you're saying is it's okay for us to live in the dirt, in the gutter, in less than human conditions, but it's not okay for us to tell people that we're living in these conditions.
To me, that's poetry right there. That's a fucking lyric, what he's saying right in that moment. You could jot that down, and that straight away becomes a lyric.
Everything was cool, you know. The ghetto was okay. It was habitable until we started talking about exactly what were the repercussions of living this type of lifestyle. What happens when you live in this kind of environment? What type of person it changes you into? Now all of a sudden it's like you can't talk about that. But this is what we live in. We don't have a choice. You know what I mean? It's either we really kill people, do dope, sell dope, and have murders and do all this crazy stuff, or we talk about the fact that we got so close, man. If it wasn't for this rap thing, we would really have to do A, B, and C. You know what I mean? And
that's crazy how he's talking about that, and you know, just like I always think about it, and I talk about the fact that on over 100 that I've done of his songs so far, and I'm totally starting to learn that it's education from what he's saying. But sometimes when he's talking, for me, it just goes one step above education. It's almost like political. You know, he could be running for something, whether it be president. I don't know how it works, whether you can run for something like more lower key as part of a community. I don't know what that would be referred to, but it always feels like he is politically debating with people what he has to live with or what other people have to live with. And that's powerful. That's fucking powerful to have a mindset. And this was the point I was saying. He got too powerful in some people's eyes because he was starting to create communities to come together. That's massive. And if he's saying here, talking about things that people don't like you talking about, which is the conditions people are living in, the fact that yes, A, B, and C could happen, but what we're trying to do is talk about A, B, and C so that it doesn't happen. But it just seems to think that you want to shut our mouths so that A, B, C continues. The shooting, the violence, the drugs that you put there anyway, and the difficulties that you positioned in your political power, you don't want us to talk about. And what, you're frightened that someone might unravel the truth. And then you tell me that he was shot down just because of some fighting stuff. Fuck no. Absolutely not. Okay? If it wasn't in that moment, it would have been in another moment and another moment and another moment. Think about all those rappers that have a viewpoint. Think about all those rappers with half a mindset. Nipsey Hussle. Okay? That's another one. He's going down that route. I said about Kendrick Lamar's new album and nobody agreed with me. Everyone's telling me that he's only talking about people that have passed, that in his video he was changing. I'm like, there's something undertone, the same as the Tupac songs. I'm telling you, people become too powerful and then suddenly there's a higher body that goes, no thank you.
So close, man. If it wasn't for this rap thing, we would really have to do A, B, and C. You know what I mean? And that's not good. That's not nothing to look up to, but that's the truth. That's how it is, you know. Every human being inside your chest or your stomach or whatever, we all given from God the survival instinct. And everybody has to live. Self-determination. You have to live. You have to be able to live and survive and live like a human being, not like an animal. So whatever it takes to live like that is what happens, whatever it takes. If you put Bob Dole in those conditions, he would do the same thing. So would C. Dolores Tucker. If she wasn't so rich, she didn't have the pearls, and she didn't have the NAACP backing her up, and all these conventions and coalitions backing up, and she was by herself, and she was on welfare, she would love our music, because she would know what this music breeds. She would know where we from, what we talking about. But from where she at, she can't understand and not understand where they coming from, because now that I got money, it's hard for me to hear a lot of the stuff that we got to listen to. But I can't be a hypocrite, though. I got to understand it's only a few dollars that's keeping me from being that right there.
This dude's just when he's talking, it's fucking unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It goes well beyond music, and this is 96. This is so far ahead of just music he's talking about. Now, Dolores Tucker, is that a political figure that a lady is referring to? I remember hearing the name. I'm going to assume that's what it is. And he's saying that remove all her pose, remove all the money, okay? Then she'll be listening to this with a different ear set, with a different mindset, because she'll be living and breathing that. So suddenly the music will make sense. Suddenly she may actually think about what is taking place around her and use that to help educate and move herself out of that and others and support what Tupac's doing, as opposed to, I'm going to assume, Lawrence Tucker, you a motherfucker. I said that lyrics just come into my head. Lawrence Tucker, you a motherfucker. I said it's supporting a brother. There's something there, so it's got to be political. That fuck knows where that lyric just came from, but someone tell me what song that's from. It's definitely from a Tupac track, definitely. But just everything he said, this is why I'm in awe with this dude, and that's why this is my favourite fucking part of the channel. When I get to dissect Tupac Shakur, the man is on a completely different level. He's on a more than music level. That's what Tupac is on.
But from where she at, she can't understand and not understand where they coming from, because now that I got money, it's hard for me to hear a lot of the stuff that we got to listen to. But I can't be a hypocrite, though. I got to understand it's only a few dollars that's keeping me from being that right there.
Image is everything. Papa G is taking good care of you guys, you know? Tell me what it means to have George Price behind you all, out there in terms of publicity, really getting the word out. And the truth, as you all want to speak it. What does that mean to you?
I love the way this lady speaks, by the way. She articulates herself beautifully. But I don't know who Papa G is. And don't attack me just because I don't know that. You know, someone kicked off because I didn't know who Hit Boy was. And someone like lost their shit and said, how can you be reacting to me? You don't know who Hit Boy is. Fuck off, man. I don't know who everybody is. Fucking hell, mate.
Publicity, really getting the word out. And the truth, as you all want to speak it. What does that mean to you?
I think that, along with the other artists on Death Row, Snoop, Dogg Pound, Trey, everybody, Nate, we're all outstanding in our field. And I think that Suge, in terms of being a manager, CEO, he's outstanding in his field. I think that Papa G is just keeping that tradition along by being outstanding in the field of publicity and getting the things that we have in our head to the heads of millions of people, letting them see what we see and look at it how we want them to look at it. You know what I mean? Like the vibe cover, that's how we feel, like a mob, like a family. You know, we want people to see that. Not mob like guns and things, but mob like family. Like you say to do this, we do this. And like with the New York Times cover, that's like the ghetto coming home picture. You know what I mean? With the cash and all of that. Every time somebody come out of jail, they got to take those kind of pictures. They got to get their humanity back from all the days they had to bend over and have some man looking in they, you know what I mean? For all the times they had to strip naked, for all the times they had to cut their visit short and couldn't hold their girl and couldn't kiss their girl. Now you get to floss like that. You know what I mean? Now you get to act like that. And it's not because I'm going nanny to other people. It's because I'm doing this for the guards. You know, for the people who thought I was guilty, for everything, for all the people who didn't believe that it could come to this point. I mean, look, they could shoot me 5 times, call me a rapist, and throw me in jail, and I'm gonna bounce back. I'm not gonna give up.
There isn't people that can beat that statement. You can shoot me 5 times, call me a rapist, throw me in jail, and I'll still bounce back and sell millions and be an icon, political figure. Just say that again for the people at the back, brother.
The times they had to cut their visit short and couldn't hold their girl and couldn't kiss their girl. Now you get to floss like that. You know what I mean? Now you get to act like that. And it's not because I'm going nanny to other people. It's because I'm doing this for the guards. You know, for the people who thought I was guilty, for everything. For all the people who didn't believe that it could come to this point. I mean, look, they could shoot me 5 times, call me a rapist, and throw me in jail, and I'm gonna bounce back. I'm not gonna give up. You know what I mean? That shows the resilience of a young black male and a death row inmate in particular.
Tupac Shakur. Incredible. I love doing the Tupac interviews, or at least listening and talking about him. I can't wait to do the movies. That's going to be coming up very, very soon. Don't worry, I see you saying I got to do the movies. I'm going to be doing a whole reaction video to the movies. I can't put the whole thing up, obviously. So and plus you don't just have someone like this. Saying that, sometimes I look at the likes on some of the videos that people do, and people are just fucking liking people just do this. I'll cut out the best, I cut in, sorry, to the best bits and so on, but I just love doing these and just hearing Tupac talk. It's almost like face to face, and it's just understanding how his mindset works, even if he is high as fuck. I don't care what anyone says, definitely something going on, okay? in that death row office. And if it's death row office, then it's probably been in a room with Snoop Dogg. That's all I can think about. But I learned so much about Tupac as an individual, and it makes me want to delve into other things and just to keep this going. Tupac, you're a legend. Next week, OG unreleased. I can't wait.